Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company pro wrestling podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, available on Amazon, shipped worldwide, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
I've been at Starbucks so much for the last 21 days, I think I might be becoming a basic white woman. It's me, Mr. Copyright Infringement himself, the Petty Messiah, and the Big Man, and the medium-sized man have got a show for you.
What exactly is a basic white woman?
Petty Messiah. Hey, don't answer that. Do not answer that.
I'm not.
Don't answer.
Oh, damn it, man. We starting off early with the you know what's. Yeah, man. Episode 90. It's 96, right?
Is it?
I think it's 96. I'm almost positive it's 96. Episode 96, Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. And we have all three members here. This will be our last quote unquote live episode of the year. We've got some exclusive content coming to you guys. We've got the tag team tournament to shut down all tag team tournaments beginning next Thursday and for every Thursday through after. And even for Christmas, we're going to give you a tag team tournament. And then we got episode 100.
You going to get this tag team work.
Boy, in spades.
In spades. Suave, what's happening, man?
Oh man, it's a beautiful COVID-free day in the neighborhood. We out here living life. Swavetoberfest is still floating through all digital streaming platforms. Super Swavetoberfest Plus is also doing the same. We're living the dream.
Yes, we are. Go to all digital streaming platforms to check out not just this show, but also Super Swavetoberfest Plus and Swavetoberfest 2, the EP.
Dos.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, we had War Games 2020 for NXT at TakeOver this past Sunday. 2 matches, lots of injuries.
Man,
let's just run down the matches real quick. We had for the Women's War Games match, we had Shotzi Blackheart, who was the captain, along with Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai, versus Candice LeRae, Toni Storm, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. Injured in this match, Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae.
Yeah. It's a lot, bro. It's just, why?
And who won the match?
Nobody, apparently.
Yeah,
not Dakota Kai.
Yeah, not Dakota Kai, but Candice LeRae's team won, but shit, I we can just go ahead and donate.
Go ahead. College fund.
Io Shirai jumped off the top of the cage with a trash can around her.
That had to be the most dangerous, ill-advised thing I've seen on WWE television in a long time.
She dressed up as a trash can.
Oscar the Grouch Plancha.
Very well played, Suave.
Nice. And then give him another one just because it's the last live show. Nice.
And then we had Candice LeRae who grabbed a chair to take, I guess, a foot to the chest and broke her forearm. What are we thinking here?
I'm gonna have to watch that again just to see where that happened. But yeah,
it was. I don't know. I'm trying to think who jumped off the top. I think it was Shotzi or Io jumped off the top and came down with a boot, and she reaches over and grabs a chair as whoever's going to the top climbs to the top and puts the chair on top of herself, and as she comes down, that's when it happens. It just seemed silly because they had her off camera for the rest of the match.
She's just unnecessary. It's like, for what?
It was a car crash, no doubt, but it was still a very good match. Was
it though?
Yeah, to me, it was a good match. But
I just feel like we gotta stop rewarding people with, match stars and match quality.
No. I'm not.
No. You gotta let me finish this thought though. We gotta stop awarding people superlatives and good match quality when everyone who was in the match doesn't walk out healthy.
I guess that's true. Because one of the main things that is required.
You gunning for my head at the beginning of the show, fam? Is that how you want to start out the show?
Oh,
no,
is that how we're doing this?
This was
I wasn't aiming at that, but I'll be able to use that as evidence later on.
I knew this was gonna happen today.
There's a theme that will snowball with this, but that wasn't aimed at him.
It's gonna go all the way out of control.
Hold our beer. You don't drink, so hold our beer.
I really want people to be safe in this ring, man. COVID's already out here. But come on, man. Sometimes being an innovator of how the violence comes across on the screen to us as fans does not need to happen. There's no reason for a chair to be involved in this spot.
I'll go further.
No, there was two actually.
Sometimes you don't need to innovate more violence. You just need to make the old violence more believable.
For instance, if you're going to take the Eclipse off the top rope, it should not be onto two chairs. And if
that should be the end of the match.
Number one. Two, that person should not be on TV on Wednesday.
Facts.
No. And here's the thing. All I see is just injury. All I see is a broken tailbone, a broken chin, somebody get a back injury. Like, it's just so many things that can happen when taking a total Eclipse off the top. It's a top rope move in the first place.
You see
what I'm saying?
It's absolutely a finisher, and
it should do exactly what its namesake is.
That's a stretcher job.
Yeah,
a finisher is designed to finish. As we continue on, we have Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes in the strap match, which was more than hilarious.
Did he hit him in the face?
Not the way we wanted him to.
Continuity.
You know who would have hit him in the face with the strap?
Who?
Foreshadowing.
Hell no.
Now that one was for him.
Hold our beer. Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher. Now, here's what's crazy. This was a decent match that lost emotional value because it meant absolutely nothing to anybody other than the fact that it looks like they're going to end up forming a tag team soon. Just a throwaway.
Okay.
Two main eventers this put into a throwaway match in the middle of a very good pay-per-view. For what?
I mean, did they not have a
Was it a good match?
It was a good match, but like it meant nothing.
So did War Games. The women's War Games didn't mean anything.
Nothing's on a line. Nothing's on a pole. Nothing's
women
on a
hurting
stick.
themselves.
Nothing's above the ring. Nothing.
No title shots for the winners. No nothing. Just people hurting each other.
I mean, we could right now just bust off a mixtape full of people that had matches that didn't mean anything.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
at least Thatcher and Ciampa, gave us something entertaining that everybody was able to walk away from.
Well, I guess you got a point with that.
I mean, that's like Val Venus and Rikishi getting into a real fight in the middle of Raw one time. A real fight.
For the North American Championship, Leon Ruff lost to Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest. Specifically, the pinfall came from Johnny Gargano because we knew Damian Punishment Martinez Priest was not going to take the pinfall against these two guys. This man is 6'7", damn near 300 pounds. You think you're gonna lose to someone under 200?
This was a mistake of epic proportions. Like, Johnny Gargano should not be the North American champion.
At all. He's gonna get killed by whoever comes up next.
I don't know who Damian Priest pissed off, but they gotta work this out.
He said trips. He probably
pissed off Uncle Paul.
Probably pissed off Vince.
They gotta work this out.
He probably pissed off Vince for that engagement announcement that was made last week. Congratulations on his engagement, but come on, man. Some things you don't need to say.
I mean, look, that's real. That's.
This is my real life. I mean, I'm not real life, fam. In real life, kayfabe is dead, fam.
Oh, my real life. So explain Cedric Alexander backstage at AEW pay per view then in real life.
This is my real life, man.
My real wife.
My wife working.
my real life. My real wife. Now, if you got a problem with it, we can box.
For the men's War Game match, we had Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch versus the Undisputed Era in totality. And speaking of injuries, what I didn't expect to see in this match was Bobby Fish putting back on the rack again.
Bruh.
Tore his
Oh.
tricep
Does he
off
have-
the bone.
How many injuries does he have to come back from? Like, good God, what are
That
we
might be the
doing?
last one.
I certainly hope not.
Did Ray Finkel and friends win?
No.
Nah.
Ray,
Nah.
Ray,
right.
Ray Finkel and friends got their asses kicked, laces out.
Their laces
As
out.
they should be.
Go ahead and put me in the college fund. Laces out.
Go ahead.
They got their asses kicked, laces out.
One more
There you
time. There you go. Oh,
Get well
what I'm-
soon, Bobby Fish.
Yeah.
For real. Get well soon. And don't do this again. Like, we don't have to bring 70 different items into War Games. It's,
Yes, we
supposed
do.
to be brutal. No, we don't.
Nah,
War
bro.
Games.
Like you had. So this was this. I think that was the problem this time. Everybody had a laundry list of items to bring. Like, they had grocery shopping carts full of items. Like,
It was like they were
Was
going
New Jack
camping.
McAfee was like you knew he was going to be last, and ended up taking one of the biggest bumps. He did a planche off the top of the cage. He brought
Forward somersault.
in what do you call it? Tables with individual tables with individual members of the UE on each table. 4 tables with 4
the
different
logo
names.
sprayed.
With the
With the
yoga.
logo sprayed on it. Like, what are we doing?
And not one UE member went through their own table. Not one.
No, every UE member did their own spot on their own table. This is unnecessary. It's gratuitous.
The kendo stick spots on the women was crazy.
Bruh.
Like who was that? Rhea Ripley screaming like a 4-year-old child after seeing her mommy leave her in the parking lot.
Jesus, that's a gripping visual.
Let that marinate for a second.
Did her mom
Jeez.
get kidnapped? Like, what's happened?
Like, what's happening? Did she just leave or what?
Did she burn off? Did she leave her in the parking lot? We don't know.
I guess.
Is there something going on with you we should know about? Because
This is you are heavy today, bro.
that is morbid.
Hey, it's a cold world. Look, before we
Wow.
continue,
No, that's not. That's
Wow.
no,
You're
that's
not gonna
it.
glance. No, you all right, man? You
before
wanna talk about it?
I'm fine.
Is everything okay? You good?
I'm fine. Before we continue, hit him with the hashtags. Mark my words, you can't write this. Fuck Life Shorty with this shit. Fuck the casual fan and Broken Pencil Logic. That's how we do things over here. Wait, there we go.
Don't people your mama.
Right. Over here trying to move too fast. Show at brokenpencilbc.com, brokenpencilbc@gmail.com. There's Broken Pencil BC on what?
Everything.
Everything at Broken Pencil BC, that is. Now, we had a list. Shouts out to the Internet Champions of Wrestling Facebook group. We shot them out.
The ICW gang.
You know what I'm saying? Gang. There was a list that was posted in that group that we caught wind of, and I'm sure it happened in a bunch of other places too, but because that's where we got it from, that's where we're bringing it from. This is going to make for some interesting conversation, especially being the last show of the year. We can play a game, but you know who ain't going to win if we want to, because we still have something to talk about on that aspect. And if time allows, then we'll do that. But for now, let's tackle this. Let me get the right set. Let me set the mood here. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Pause.
It never gets old.
Let's see. This is going to be loud as hell.
Go ahead, turn that down.
Yeah. Let's see here.
This is fisticuff.
Put some treble in it.
That's my word. Put some treble in it. Said by no rapper ever.
Ever.
Hey, yo,
Put some
turn that
treble in
treble
it.
up some.
And don't do that at all.
I need my ears to split uncontrollably. Turn the treble
No.
up.
No,
There we go.
Turn me up and turn the track down.
Yo,
I need to work my magic.
we have coincidentally 21 questions that we're going to try to tackle here in a reasonable amount of time for superlatives for the year of 2021 or 2020, the 1-star year that is 2020. And yeah, 2020 has a finisher, the 1-star frog splash.
As the ladies
Yikes.
say, woo child, the ghetto.
The shade of it all.
So we're gonna try to dig through some of these matches as best we possibly can. Now, the qualifications for these superlatives are they can't come from the indies. So we're
no Japan.
So no New Japan, no ROH, unfortunately, but Impact, AEW, and WWE. All included in this conversation. So
and NXT
is included with that too. So and there are no wrong answers, but let's just throw it around the room. But Petty, I don't think you've seen this list, but if you haven't, this would be even more fun. You have? Okay, cool. Either way.
I didn't think about it, but I see it now. I'm looking at it. You good?
All right. Let's start. I like to start let's start from number 21 here. The biggest fall of 2020. Who do you think had the worst year of 2020 of this year?
Big Tex.
Keith Lee?
But you said biggest fall.
You made him put on a skirt.
Yeah, that's funny, dog.
Thank you.
That boy made it funny.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. Tip your waitress. Woo!
This boy here. So by biggest fall, I mean like whose fall from grace seemed to be the longest and the fastest. Like
who fell off?
Yeah, who sucked this year?
Yikes!
Pause.
Who's going first?
The Fiend. Then.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that answer. That's a good answer though.
Actually, yeah.
If I can't say Keith Lee because people just don't want to give it to him, I'll definitely say
great answer. That's a great
at one
answer.
point. I'm thinking at one point was it this year? No, it was last year when they went to SmackDown on Fox. I was like, The Fiend is the hottest property. I said it right here on the Broken Pencil Booking Company, and now The Fiend is a comedy act with Alexa Bliss.
No, Bray Wyatt's a comedy act. The Fiend definitely is not.
Yeah, well, I mean, The Fiend, we can't take one serious without taking the other serious.
I don't think they have a clear understanding of creatively where they want to go with this character, but they do know that he's hot topic enough to occupy a couple of segments of television. And
yeah, he's dangerous.
Because of the free fall that they're in, they're going to let him occupy those times because it does kind of even things out, but I don't think they have a clear direction of where he's supposed to go.
Right.
My answer to this one is going to be Aleister Black. He went from picking fights on both channels, on both shows, to not being seen on TV for 2 months.
The whole move to the main roster was just, that was the end. That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah. I mean, he's only getting punished right now because of his wife, so that's it.
Oh, he's been punished since WrestleMania 35.
True.
Big facts. Who you got live on this one?
I knew you were gonna go with Aleister Black. I didn't think about The Fiend, but that's an incredible answer. I have two answers, but I'm gonna go with this one because this makes the most sense.
I want to hear both actually because I know one of them for sure.
Elias.
Yeah.
Elias.
Not a real explanation either.
Yeah, not really. He's been hit by a car. Yeah, like he has had the worst 2020 of anybody who was supposed to be moving up the ladder.
He was the one. At one point, Elias was the chosen one. Like he can do no wrong.
Like, and his bad year started from like 2019. Like, you go to 35, he gets basically sunned by a throwback retro Cena, and then ran through by the Undertaker, but doesn't get a match with either one of them, and then injured during the King of the Ring tournament, only to come back and be injured again and written off TV by getting hit by a car by a drunk Jeff Hardy.
And he still owes the Rock a receipt.
Part of a storyline.
He owe everybody a receipt, but apparently ain't nobody gonna open the register for him.
I think when the crowd comes back, because Elias is definitely a crowd wrestler, he needs that energy from a crowd. We'll probably see more of Elias at full throttle.
And here's the other funny part. The other guy, and wasn't even my other answer, but the other guy who's had a worse 2020 than him is now paired with him.
Jackson Riker. That's another one I was going to mention as an honorable mention.
Who free fell from the good graces. They went from
Douchebag McKillicuddy?
That guy. Douchebag McGillicuddy. I like that.
He went from being prominently featured in a faction on Monday Night Raw to disappearing because of COVID and some choice words that were completely unnecessary. And
nobody asked you
to popping up to being rumored to be future endeavored. And not only that, you fell from grace when the only TV action you can get in 9 months is on Main Event.
I knew for a fact that whole future endeavored idea was not going to happen. Like, if Lars Sullivan is still gainfully employed, you have no reason to fire.
Gainfully employed and being pushed on a Friday.
He's the 2020 version of the roadie. So that's what we have now. He probably won't be working any matches because a large portion of the locker room may just decide to blackball him out because of his comments.
I'm not working with him. Forget him.
But they ain't firing him because of something he said. That's setting too much of a precedent.
One more honorable mention.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
You think Kevin Owens retired Shane McMahon from on air appearances? Seemed like they were working up some momentum for him to kind of take a Stone Cold Steve Austin type role, and then all of a sudden we didn't see him anymore. He does something cool, then they take him off TV again.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you on this one simply because he's booked in a pay-per-view with Roman Reigns this Sunday.
To be drug.
Yeah.
He's still booked in the championship main event.
Hey, go and put me in the scholarship fund. Fuck you mean, cuz? Like, how you gonna tell me that Kevin Owens ain't had a horrible 18-month stretch and just because he finna get domed in a pay-per-view match?
Let me give you one worse than Kevin Owens. AOP.
These are truths.
AOP got fired on their off day.
You went from on the cusp of a tag team title reign to injured and unemployed
within a matter of seconds, it seemed.
Yeah.
So there's a lots of names on that one. Biggest rise. Who stepped their game up in 2020?
Drew McIntyre.
Facts.
I like that. I think that's an undisputed answer right there.
I didn't even pay any attention to Drew McIntyre until the beginning of this year. I see this fool counting down before kicking somebody in the face, and I thought to myself, yeah.
And it started with the Rumble. That's literally started with the Rumble.
Like when he started on Raw, when he started counting down before the Claymore, that's when he turned the corner.
3, happy Drew, yeah.
I didn't really care for the countdown. I thought it was corny, but the crowd loved it when there was a crowd. They absolutely ate it up. So he finally found, like, they like him and like his in-ring work. He finally found the one thing that connected with them, so they could join in. And he was a heel when it happened. All this was a heel.
He turned himself into a straight tweener.
Yeah. All it took was him. Who did he kick? He kicked somebody in the face, and the crowd was like, "Yes, yes!"
No, the turnaround was him eliminating Brock Lesnar in the Rumble.
He was already on that path before that, though. Like, that cemented it.
That countdown had started before then.
Yeah, the countdown was like weekly on Raw, but him kicking Lesnar is what cemented him as, like, okay, here's our new face. Here's the guy that's going to WrestleMania.
People lost their minds for him at the Royal Rumble.
He's the guy. He's the guy. Let's see. I got Kyle O'Reilly for
stepping his game up
in 2020, man. Kyle O'Reilly has gone from tag team partnering with Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish back and forth. And crazy, when Bobby Fish came back, you saw very, very strong remnants of Red Dragon, more so than UE this year. It's a style, it's an attitude, and then he went to a singles level that put him in a match with Finn Balor. And if you ever want to have a testament to how hard some people work in the ring, both of these guys left injured for weeks following their main event match at TakeOver 30. Outstanding work for Kyle O'Reilly this year. Who you got, Petty? Anybody besides who we talked about, or you were in agreement?
For the match of the year?
No. For biggest rise of 2020.
I started off with Drew.
That's what I'm saying. Are you in agreement, or did you have somebody else? That's what we're asking.
Nah, I was done with that when I said Drew.
It's like, look, I'm done. That's it. I'm the only one that has some additions.
Who else you got, Suave?
Drew was it.
So for me, for obvious reasons, Randy Orton. Because Randy Orton took his heel work to a whole nother level. He was the backbone of Raw and pretty much the whole company for a stretch until the Hurt Business got fully established. But
I can't even imagine you saying this about Randy Orton.
I told you Randy Orton had atoned for some of his previous atrocities. And, I mean, you can't, even with all of that, you can't knock what he does when he's on the clock. Everything I've ever not really seen eye to eye with about Randy Orton has been stuff that takes place off camera.
Right.
And like on social media, on Twitter. Once he took a different stance on that, it made it, I guess, easier for me to speak glowingly about him, but I could never discredit what goes on camera in the ring. He's a generational talent.
There you go.
But he's had a great 2020. And then the other person, I mean, Big Oos, head of the table, tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Like, if you can't say that he is risen since returning around SummerSlam, like, then you're just not even watching the right product.
Word up. You got anybody else?
I think those two are probably the best. Bobby Lashley has certainly, he's gotten better.
Bobby Lashley has excelled extremely. Yes.
Bobby Lashley's had much greater creative direction.
And honestly, let me ask you a question. Do you think that his creative direction and his rise this year could be attributed to the comfortability that he has with MVP? Because this is the same character that he had with MVP in TNA.
Factual.
It's just a return to what he was doing before. The only thing he didn't have was MVP.
It's proper presentation. Like when he had Leo Rush, it was on a similar trajectory path because you had a mouthpiece. Bobby can speak, but that in his presentation, that's not the part that you would use to sell him first. It's the way he looks and him being intimidating. So if you have someone else do the talking and him do all the hitting, it looks better.
Yeah, it's the Black Lesnar effect. Like
for real, hit the bell. Hit the bell one time.
Straight
I'm
up.
trying not to say that, but yeah.
No, it has to be said. Like literally, there's no difference between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Like they literally are color swap of the guys at the beginning of Street Fighter. Like
Bobby's age better. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Because Black don't crack.
You catch Brock on the right day. Right nutrition plan, right working out. Brock will go out there and take on he'll fight 15 people and win.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Right now, from the last photo, we saw Brock look like an extra from Sons of Anarchy, but still,
he does look like an extra from Sons of Anarchy.
He does. I'm saying
he looks super comfortable. Like I had pancakes here; these were good pancakes, and I'm going to go home and I'm going to chill on my daughter. There you go.
I'm going to put my colors on. I'm going to ride off.
Right, I'm patched in.
Yeah, straight up, I'm patched in.
But like he rides with the Nordics or something. Like it's something. There's a biker gang that he rides with. Because I'm like full jean attire, jean jacket, jeans on, boots on, shades on his head, Jim the Anvil Neidhart beard, R.I.P.
If he was not so cantankerous, I would say he needs to be on somebody's Hollywood set playing that role right now.
I don't think that's the problem. Like
he doesn't want to.
Ever wanted that.
He does not want to, but a casting agent should probably make him that offer.
Like just go to his house. Well, not his house.
No,
like
you're not allowed on his property. No,
you're not allowed. And just yelling, Brock,
you
Brock.
contact him through the proper channels and see if he'll respond. You don't approach his property.
He liable to shoot you on a rhino.
You don't release the hounds like Mr. Burns.
I really feel like he has wild rhino on his grounds.
There's a team of snow wolves, a whole team of snow wolves ready to be released at any moment.
He's got a pet buffalo.
On Armageddon, destruction.
He's got a pet buffalo and a Mustang in a barn on his property. Right. Also, speaking of Bobby Lashley, worst TV segment of the year. I got anything involving Lana and her wedding.
Wow.
Was that this year?
Yes.
That was 2020.
Jeez.
Good.
Literally,
it's been 10 years, man. Like
we literally went from post Leo Bobby to Bobby getting married to Lana to being divorced and joining up with MVP in the span of like 4 months. Oh,
this all happened in the same year?
While Rusev watched it happen, got taken off TV, got fired, became Miro, and went to AEW. All this happened the same year. So
man,
that is bad.
So yeah, I got anything involving Lana and her wedding as the worst TV segment of the year. What do you anything else? Anybody got anything else?
What I have is all of the Viking Raiders versus Street Profits triathlon games. All of it.
Forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. I blame Dana Warrior for this because that's who's been publicly championed for this fiasco of television chicanery.
So terrible. So bad. As good as the Viking Raiders are on the ring, and for as good as the Street Profits are in the ring, and as entertaining as they are as people, this was terrible together.
What you got, Petty?
John Cena versus The Fiend at WrestleMania.
You on with that?
Hey, I don't mind being on my own. It was the worst TV segment, period, of the year.
I will agree with you only on the aspect of that match was polarizing. I see your point. I enjoyed it, but it was very polarizing. I can see how you did not appreciate that.
That's all I got.
Best TV segment of the year.
Brandy Rhodes promo on Jade Cargill. Far and away.
Brandy Rhodes may single-handedly snatch the body bag award for away from Samoa Joe if she keeps up her mic work.
The Brandy Rhodes body bag award.
Yes, I feel like we should change.
I feel like we should open like
every year. We should rename it. So starting 2020,
the body bag award winner for 2020 to carrying the title through 2021. Brandy Rhodes.
There you go.
Here.
Look at that inclusion. That's inclusion for your entire.
The eyes have it. Brandy Rhodes.
The ceremonial Brandy Rhodes body bag award going into.
Actually, you know what? We should do it as her Twitter name, the Brandalorian body bag.
The Brandalorian. Yeah.
Nice.
Look, now we got to cut this clip and tag Brandy Rhodes now.
Yeah. We got to. We have to. Like, she deserves
Let me mark this right now. Brandalorian 207. Got it.
Yeah, Brandalorian and the Brandy Rhodes Body Bag Award. Right. As brought to you by the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast
and radio show infused with hip hop. Yes, indeed.
Nice.
It doesn't get any better than that as far as the that one's concerned. For the let's go with the worst faction of the year.
Dark Order / Retribution, because they're one and the same.
They're not one and the same. They're not one and the same. I'm going with Retribution, hands down, by a long, because at least
same hand signal and everything.
At least
one and that's it. Girl and guy. One and one.
At least
everything about the build up to them actually being Retribution.
Fire up the motherfucking grill.
At least Dark Order has John Silver. I mean, let's go there.
Burning something on the parking lot of the Performance Center to them coming in and being in varying sizes for weeks and weeks on end to the final reveal of who they were to the reveal of who was running them. Like, literally, Retribution.
At this point, neither group has a direction.
Well, because I think Brody is hurt.
Brody's got an injury, and
what is said injury?
Don't know.
Finger plexus. I don't know.
What'd you say?
Finger plexus. Making up stuff as it goes on.
Finger plexus.
Jesus.
Best mic work for 20.
We just got to get him off TV.
Best mic work for 2020. I got MJF.
Best mic work?
Yeah.
Best mic work.
I think you skipped one. You skipped 16.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did. Best faction. Best faction.
Hurt
business.
I guess we could have easily skipped that thing.
THB, you skank.
You bitch.
The Hurt Business. The Hurt Business is where it is.
Oh, Biznai.
All right, now we can go to best mic skills. I got MJF.
I got MVP.
Okay.
Huh.
Petty?
Roman Reigns.
Wow. So there's some. I'm gonna give everybody's buzzers on that one. There's some categories coming up that I'm going to surprise y'all with on Roman Reigns. Well, so yeah, I'm saving those for when I need to. Best show of the year, pay-per-view, TV show. Just what show had the best card of the year?
Royal Rumble 2020.
Easy. It wasn't even close. It was basically the last real show with the crowd. AEW had a pay-per-view, but that pay-per-view wasn't really all that good. Was it Revolution? What was it called? Was it Revolution or Evolution?
It was New Year's Revolution.
It definitely was. Evolution is a mystery. No, it wasn't that.
God.
Yeah, that Royal Rumble.
It's kind of hard to give it to any of the shows that have been crowdless. Like, there's been decent wrestling, but that same vibe is not.
It's not there.
It's gotta be something that took place,
with a live crowd, which only gives you 2.5 months.
Gives you a really small sample size, so you're looking.
It gives you January to March the 17th.
Basically, yeah.
Part.
Yep.
Yeah, that part.
It's Royal Rumble, everybody.
Through Roadblock, you get
that's it.
That's all. You get Roadblock.
Look, at Mania, a guy jumped off of something and no one cares.
No one was there.
So if a guy jumps off of something at Mania and no one's there, did it still happen?
If a Kevin Owens falls off the WrestleMania sign with no one's there,
does it still happen?
If Rob Gronkowski held the hardcore champ or the 24/7 7-Eleven I-95 South Television European Championship and lost it at Mania, does it count?
I mean, he's not the champ anymore. R-Truth has had 17 title reigns since that.
He's had 17 title reigns this week.
R-Truth is getting pinned for that title right now.
There's a new champion right now.
As we speak.
And new.
Can you imagine how trash that would be, him actually going through airports now?
Say what else?
Him trying to go through an airport now, how trash it would be if everything was moving as normal. Who wants to get schoolboyed at baggage claim?
I don't want to get schoolboyed at baggage claim. I don't want that for him.
By a flight attendant wearing zebra stripes like she works at Champs.
And slide down the aisle and count.
Hey, wait, what about one of those conveyor belts that kind of takes the lazy people for a walk?
Bruh, you get pinned 6 times by the time you make
people mover.
Oh man,
you keep rolling over.
The people mover.
Yo, most underrated wrestler of the year. Who you got?
Underrated.
Pac is underrated, and a lot of reason why he's underrated is because we couldn't see him. He was at home. I'm gonna tell you somebody who got some respect out of me this year. Jey Uso, as a singles competitor.
Squad. That's a good answer. I like it.
Underrated.
Take your time.
Lana. I gotta go with Lana.
Underrated.
And here's why. She was a G. She was a G for a strong 2.5 months out of this year. That girl signed up to go through a table every single time she got on TV. We never saw her cry about it.
That just makes her like a model employee. That didn't really make her.
And the fact that she could take that bump, that's a real bump, dog.
Hey, sidebar. I did not realize this was a Jake 1 beat. Shouts out to Jake 1. No.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere.
Jake 1 is everywhere.
That should be the name of his next project.
Jake 1's everywhere.
Jake 1 is everywhere.
Tag him and let him know that we have named his next beat tape. Jake 1
like the greatest, even if it's just a compilation tape of all the work he's ever done.
Like a greatest hits.
Yo,
greatest hits. Jake 1 is everywhere.
People getting shout outs of work on this show this week, man. We making this last one count. Yeah, I hear you with Lana. I'm not sold on it, but I hear you.
I get it. I get it. Underrated employee, but if underrated wrestler, Who has been putting people over all year long?
Dolph Ziggler.
There you go.
I'm laughing so hard because he's been doing it for the last 15 years.
He's always underrated.
He's the most underrated wrestler of the decade.
But we just brought him up last
There's
week.
so many other directions you could have went. You could have said Drew Gulak. You could have said
Nope. Dolph Ziggler.
Wow.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler's the answer.
Who's the most overrated wrestler this year?
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, but he ain't rated highly this year. Like, he's been quiet on the low this week.
Man, you know who I think was the most overrated wrestler this year? This is going to surprise you. Eddie Edwards.
Didn't watch enough Impact to feel that way.
Well, here's my take on it. Not only was he the Impact World Champion going into the summer, but he also did a weekly challenge, a weekly open challenge for the Impact Championship. Who are you to do that?
He's trying to get the belt and himself over. I don't.
My point exactly. So if you put the belt on this guy and who's not the guy, that instantly makes you overrated. That's the definition. That's the embodiment of overrated.
I mean, they gave the Ultimate Warrior a belt. Doesn't mean he was overrated.
He was though.
Another piece of foreshadowing about that other guy.
All right.
Too much. I mean, it's either Kung Fu Panda or Chris Jericho. I'm sorry.
Man, that's who I was gonna say.
Hey, three different answers, three different people. I'm cool with it. So
I definitely was gonna say Chris Jericho because it's not like he's doing anything amazing. He's just being Chris Jericho, and that's not a bad thing. Amazing Chris Jericho.
It just is.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, it just is.
I think we're due for another style change from Jericho, or else this is going to end badly.
It will.
Well, we kind of did because he put himself in the tag team with Jake Hager.
Yeah, but they're not wrestling as a tag team on a regular basis. He's still taking singles matches.
This is
it's not like Jarrett's show.
Yeah, it's time to get Hager more involved in this.
Feud of the year.
Right.
Who do we have for the feud of the year?
I know who I have. I want to hear what you other guys got.
Man, I don't.
Feud of the year.
I mean,
or should I just go first?
I like. I got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso.
Fetty say you need time. What say you would?
I got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso.
That was my answer.
Yeah, simply.
Okay.
It's so here's the thing. The reason why most people can't think like this is actually a feud of the year is because Jey lost, hence became a henchman for Roman because he's family, bloodline, all that good stuff, and was doing the bidding for him. But at the same time, Roman still is housing this fool. Roman still beating the brakes off of him.
I challenge you to find better storytelling at any point during this year than what was done with Roman and Jey. And I have a second place entry, but it's nowhere close to what the answer is. And the answer is Roman Reigns and Jey Uso.
So what's your entry?
That's my official answer.
Well, I know that.
My second place answer is Edge and Randy Orton.
That honestly, if that didn't end the way that it did, it probably would be up on my radar. But that's a distant second.
Yeah, it's a distant second, but the storytelling is very much up there. I don't even know if NXT had a feud that told a story like that. The last one they had was, they put an end to Gargano and Ciampa.
They had to stop fighting each other.
The only one that they really had a feud in NXT that was noteworthy so far has been Adam Cole and Pat McAfee. That's pretty much the closest you're going to get to a real feud.
That's
third of the year. That's easily third place.
Right, because that one transcended television programs.
Right.
So there was a quote unquote real life crossover with that one. So
I'm trying to think of somebody who was fighting in AEW that. I mean,
as a feud, though.
Moxley you knew I was going the whole year.
Yeah, and he ain't really beef with nobody hard like that.
Matt Hardy versus the Inner Circle.
Sammy Guevara?
No, the whole Inner Circle. Because
but how many of them did he actually wrestle? Guevara had like a one-off with Jericho.
Well, he didn't go through everybody.
Yeah, he literally went through everybody from the time he showed up on AEW, which was at the start of quarantine.
The fact that I don't remember that says a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
quarantine.
The only thing that people can remember are Jey Uso and Roman Reigns and Orton and Drew, really.
Cody and MJF didn't quite pan out the way I thought it would because it didn't continue after that first match. They just kind of left it alone.
I know, we're never going to channels for that again. I don't want it.
Yeah, like, the feuds have been kind of like off and on there because like Young Bucks and FTR and AEW didn't turn out like we thought it was going to.
I thought they were still going to be trying to kill each other right now.
But just even in the build to the first match, it just seemed sort of like deflated a little bit.
Hey guys, we're going to fight. Okay.
All right, cool. Well, we're not going to put you over on weekly TV, but you know, it'll be good.
Tag team of the year. Who you got?
FTR.
By far. You can't have the tag team of the year who's the number one tag team in Pro Wrestling Illustrated and we not name them as our tag team of the year. It would just be a complete injustice.
But shout out to the Street Profits and the New Day.
I mean, that was my vote, surprisingly. It was going to shock the hell out of everybody, but yeah, I'll say Street Profits. They've had a really good year from an in-ring perspective.
They have. I mean, and not to be outdone, so New Day has also had another stellar year. I give it to Street Profits slightly on the edge because Street Profits have managed to become up and over. Like they've gotten so up and over that they were with Flair on a commercial. From a WWE standpoint, when they start trusting you with that, you over, like you really need to be. But not for nothing though. New Day has held 3 tag team championships this year.
They were tag champs for the majority of
this year.
Yeah. So all good mentions, but yeah, FTR definitely has to take the cake on this one. But and I respect your Street Profits too because that's a hell of a choice. Do we have anybody for Rookie of the Year?
Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, definitely.
You had to sit on that one, didn't you, Suave?
Dominic.
You had to sit on that one, didn't you, Suave?
Nah, it was like I had to think about it, and it finally hit me. Like, wait.
He is the rookie.
He is the rookie.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Unless you want to count like Jungle Boy, Jungle Buck, Jack Barry.
That was last year. No, he's Marcus Alexander Bagwell this year. That's who he is.
Good God.
Would you prefer Alex Wright? That's Wunderkind?
No, we're not going to do that.
Right.
We're not going to do that at all.
Comeback of the year. Who we got? I got MVP.
Edge. I got Edge.
Yeah, Edge is definitely it. Edge showed up at the Rumble and went for what he needed to do.
MVP was on his way out. He was on his way to retirement and literally saved the WWE single-handedly. Well, I'm sorry, he saved Raw single-handedly.
He's WWE's acquisition of the year. Absolutely.
Like he hasn't just saved Raw. He's single-handedly saved more talent than contracts have.
Thanks.
I mean, it's unheralded how many people that he saved. I mean, Cedric Alexander, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Ricochet,
Apollo Crews until they sent him off to catering.
Yeah.
He resurrected a totally unused portion of the roster.
Yeah, most of which were black.
He's the new Undertaker.
Yep.
The Broken Pencil Booking Company.
Yeah, buddy. All right, so let's see what we got. Tag Team Rookie of the Year, Comeback of the Year, Most Improved Wrestler of the Year.
I have a guy picked, but here's the thing.
Most Improved Wrestler.
He was already fantastic before this year, so it's like calling him Most Improved has more to do with his stock as a singles competitor and the way he's kind of modified his look.
I got
Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, that's the only person I can think of offhand. Nobody else has really gone stock up to the degree to where you could say, "Oh my God, this guy really has something different, something special." More than Kyle O'Reilly.
You could probably give it to Jey Uso on a technical.
I was about to say Jey Uso. Because Jey Uso has looked like a world beater a couple times.
Main event Jey Uso. Let's start.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Jey Uso and Kyle O'Reilly. I'm totally with those. I tell you somebody else. who may not be on the radar simply because of where his home is, but Rich Swann. Rich Swann,
Okay.
yeah, he
Man, I haven't seen enough of him.
yeah, he's on Impact. He's world champion. That's your world heavyweight champion.
That's world champion. Yeah.
He'll have some interaction with Kenny Omega before too long.
Probably this Saturday.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, he might lose that belt to Kenny Omega if they got common sense.
I think Kenny's got some in Mexico, so I'm not this.
Yeah, so Triple Mania is happening. I don't know if that's this weekend or not, but definitely Kenny is.
It is.
Yeah, Kenny is. I think he's collecting belts, but he has a match with whatever the title, the whatever the championship that he has in AAA. It's not the world title, but it's like something similar, like an intercontinental belt. It's a second tier belt.
Somewhere right now, Austin Aries is pissed.
Oh well,
it's his own damn fault.
They all need to pay homage to Ultimo Dragon, so it matters not.
There's that. Do we have actually? We do. Match of the year.
Wait. You skip.
I'm sorry. Worst match of the year.
Goldberg versus The Fiend.
The Fiend versus John Cena. Here it is again.
Nah,
It's not even a mirror match.
Nah,
You can't say
slow.
nah. At no
Super
point did they wrestle during the wrestling match.
Then you can't call it a match, and it can't be the worst match of the
But
year.
it was called a match, and it was at WrestleMania.
Hoisted by your own petard. Now,
I'm not hoisted by
meanwhile,
my
in
own
Saudi
petard.
Arabia,
I'm actually on point when I say this. They were on TV. It wasn't a match, and they called it a match, and they tried to put it in the ring. It was the worst thing that they played.
They
on
called
TV.
a lot of different stuff. If you
That
say
was
it's
called
not-
a match.
if
No,
you
it was
say it's
called
not
a match. I'm only calling it. His mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. It's called the match.
Either
So
way,
that's the worst thing that was on WWE as a match that was in presentation.
super slow down in Saudi Arabia. The Fiend was
Is
derailed by
infinitely better than whatever they did with John Cena and the Fiend.
to you.
To a lot of people.
To you. That was
It's not
a
just me.
travesty. You ruined the whole Fiend character with that nonsense for the greater glory of who?
And somehow a match in which he doesn't even wrestle and comes out there and jokes around with John Cena for doggone 12 minutes.
I know what I was more entertained by. I know what I would watch again.
Yeah, but that's not a match. And that's what they called a match. By match qualifications, that should not have been a match.
Well, you're
That
gonna
should
have
have
to
been a
make
segment.
you're gonna have to make a decision. Either we're going to call this a match and you can put it on the list, or you can keep saying it's not a match and then it doesn't qualify for the list.
Pick one. Pick one.
I
now.
didn't say it. I don't have to
Pick
pick one
one.
because I'm not the person that named it. They called it a match. So it's also a TV segment and a match.
All right, so you have I have Goldberg and Fiend as well from Super Slowdown, and you have Fiend and John Cena from WrestleMania. Got it. Good. Match of the year. I got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso.
I got Hangman and Omega versus the Young Fucks.
Wow.
Come on, who we got, Petty?
Match of the year?
Yeah.
Neither of those, actually.
Okay. Who do you have?
I gotta go with Orton and Edge. Actually,
Which
it was
one?
enjoyable.
Which one?
WrestleMania. I like the WrestleMania match.
Okay. That actually was a good match. And a long match too.
It was exactly. It was. They wrestled. They tried to kill each other. It ended. It's all the things that you want to see in an actual match. They had it.
Yeah. The depth of the storytelling for the Roman Reigns match for me was that there's so many, because you know I hated that whole scenario. I hated how the build up was. I hated leading up to the match. Even watching the match, I hated the match until I went back and watched it again. I tell people the same comparison that I have to The Five Bloods by Spike Lee. I hated the movie while I watched it until I realized it was over and that it wasn't real. Then I thought it was the best work Spike Lee's ever done. That was probably the best match that Roman Reigns has ever had because of the storytelling.
You've got to shake that loose. You've got to loose yourself from that.
Jeez, man.
You got to take that weight off your shoulders.
You get
bro.
wrapped,
That
you get
was
wrapped
aggressive,
in.
wasn't it?
You get wrapped in, fam. Worst women.
Man.
That was aggressive.
Hey,
man.
We're gonna sit down after this and kind of hash out some issues, figure out what's going on here.
The one, this is, as we don't want to talk about this, we're going to do it anyway. Worst women's wrestler of the year.
Lana.
I don't want to say Lana, and for that, I'm actually going to say Dr. Britt Baker.
Nah.
She's pretty bad, bro.
Nah, she's not even the worst in that division.
Okay, fine, Lana.
Worst women's wrestler of the year?
Yeah, like you reach and try, and even the whole thing with Lana air quotes being the worst, it's not so much for the in ring because she didn't wrestle very much during the year at all. It's the presentation.
Yeah,
it's like figure out what we finna do with her and stick with it.
She won Survivor Series, not getting in the match. She went through a table 10 or 9 consecutive weeks in a row from Nia Jax. Like, for what? Like, what?
And you got to catch an L for all that stuff you were doing with Rusev at the beginning of the year. Like, that was horrid.
Yeah,
horrid.
Worst women's wrestler of the year, Nia Jax.
What? Your
hurt
baby mama?
Hurt more people than she helped. And I got to say it the way it needs to be.
Wait, say that again.
Hurt more people than she helped. And
I don't want to do this for the rest of the year.
I don't want to do this.
And I love you, baby, and I'm sorry. It's
too late for that.
I'm going to applaud that. Wow.
But I got
What's that song by One Republic?
It's too late to apologize. It's too late to apologize. Yeah. Yeah, it's way too late. Like, I just it's like it became a running joke, and it was funny at first until, like, what's the itty bitty Asian girl that got hurt?
Wait a minute.
Oh, you talking about Kairi Sane?
Kairi Sane?
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I was laughing till Kairi got hurt.
Yeah, which is crazy. You don't want to go out. That's your last match, and you know it's your last match. The last thing you want to do is go out on an injury caused by somebody else being reckless.
And I was like, yo, you can't keep. You know these girls smaller than you.
She is no different than Vader was in 91.
The difference is Vader had a dance partner named Stan Hansen in 91.
he also ran into Joe Thurman. He broke Joe Thurman's back. He broke Sting's ribs. He has a laundry list of injuries and sidebars and beating people up.
And he is a Hall of Famer.
No different. And that's why I said
Nia Jax is no different. She's probably gonna end up being a Hall of Famer.
She will be a Hall of Famer. She will be. But for this year, worst women's wrestler of the year.
Women's wrestler of the year.
Shayna Baszler.
Man, you know what? I like that. I'm gonna go
Baszler. Because I'm going by when there was a crowd and when Shayna decided to kill on live TV every woman she was in a match with.
You talking about one match?
For one match. Shayna Baszler and look, and the build up until they decided to take her legs out from under her.
Which was the next night on Raw.
They was like, oh no, we can't have you out here. Captain Marvel in this situation. Look, Wonder Woman, you have to calm down.
I got Sasha Banks, man, just because she's able to defend the women's championship and she landed a very good role in Mandalorian. Sasha for me.
Nope. For me, it's Asuka.
I knew you the diehard in you. I knew you were going to Asuka, which is part of the reason I went with Sasha Banks.
Asuka has been the bright spot of WWE women's television the entire year. Whether it's her screaming in inaudible Japanese, whether it's her dancing in people's faces, whether it's the return of the Mist, whether it's her doing commentary or everything she did in the Money in the Bank ladder match, Asuka has been instant entertainment any and every time she has been on television, whether she's speaking Japanese or broken English.
Worst men's wrestler of the year. I know who Eddie's going to take. Punk?
Yep.
Did he actually wrestle? Or he just did
he won a belt?
Roll-ups? He did a roll-up.
Wait, who?
There's a lot of people who won a belt didn't do much wrestling. And hold on for that.
Who?
He won a belt.
Who did?
Gronk.
Oh, Gronk. Oh, okay. Call him by his real name, fam. We don't do wrestler names with football players.
Wrong with who
that's
doesn't
his
know
name.
him as Gronk?
That's Gronk. Like, this is Gronk. Rob Gronkowski.
Yes, that's his damn name. Yes.
You're the only person that wants that. Everybody else calls him Gronk. His mama called him Gronk. I'm gonna call him Gronk.
Aha!
His mama got married to get called Gronk. Like, come on, man.
He should legally change his name to Gronk.
He really
Gronk
should.
Gronkowski.
Warrior worked. Let's do it.
See?
Man, you know who I'm gonna pick for this one, and it's not gonna be popular at all.
Who you got?
I don't like Orange Cassidy anymore.
Ha! Ha! Oh my God, this worked out perfectly. I'll tell you why in 1 second. Finish your thought.
Because you don't like Orange Cassidy?
Not anymore. Like his gimmick, like it stayed the same and has gotten him nowhere.
Let's do it to the water.
All he did was beat Chris Jericho twice. That's it.
We both.
That's all I got.
There you go. Quit singing off key and tell us who you got.
Shit. It's Goldberg. He wrestled in the year 2020 and he is the worst. The absolute worst wrestler in all of 2020. Absolutely no way possible to salvage this or tell it to me any other way.
Let's move on to other things that haven't been rehashed all year long.
He is worse than Orange Cassidy. He is worse than Chuck Taylor. He is worse than Leon Ruff. He is awful.
Real tears,
So
fam.
So wait. So Goldberg is worse than Leon Ruff.
Oh man, he's hurt more people than he's helped. He damn near killed the Undertaker.
Hadn't hurt more people than he helped. 150 something matches. He ain't hurt more people than he helped. Like he helped himself.
He retired Bret the Hitman Hart. Come on.
Bret the Hitman Hart was already old by the time he got.
Don't cop a plea for this fool, man.
He's hurt more.
Getting kicked in the head was pretty much the equivalent of putting Old Yeller out to the pasture.
Oh my God.
He's hurt.
Now you're justifying a concussion. The fuck?
I'm just saying.
He is severely
somebody
injured.
was going to kick it. If it wasn't Goldberg, it was going to be Psycho Sid. Somebody was going to kick it.
Sid wasn't fitting to get in there another match with Bret Hart.
So of course it was. It's Psycho Sid.
No. And even Sid ain't going to kick nobody's head completely off.
Oh, these are real tears.
Goldberg
man.
has severely injured more legends than he has held world championships.
Oh God. Oh man. Well, I don't know.
It is not-
I don't know about the
You
world
have an
championship
innate
part.
hatred for Goldberg, man. It's fine.
It's due.
Earned.
Men's
Hashtag earned.
and finally the men's wrestler of the year, Petty Messiah. I would.
I'm not first.
I would defer to you for this one. I have to.
I'm not first. I don't have an answer for that.
Oh well. I got Randy Orton.
I got Drew McIntyre.
And that honestly, that could have qualified as a feud of the year candidate.
It could have. It went on too long, and Randy lost too many times.
Randy did lose too many times, but Randy also did get number 14, so that's why I got Randy.
John Moxley.
Wow.
Okay, that's a respectable answer. Went undefeated for 89% of the year.
There you go.
Yep.
I like it. That's actually a good answer.
So John
Cody would have been a good answer too.
No, hell no. Not the way he got dog walked by Brody Lee.
That's beautiful storytelling to try to get that man over.
The best wrestler of the year. It's just John Moxley is
because good wrestlers have to sell too.
hence why, Dolph Ziggler should be in kind of that question sometimes.
Dolph Ziggler is a Hall of Famer, and I'm saying it right now.
Oh, definitely. I don't know if he's ever going to get another championship run, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Those days are long gone. Those days are behind us.
And on that note, it's been a hell of a year. We've got the tag yeah, this is a 1-star year. A tag team tournament coming up for you. So if you love historic tag team and tag team wrestling, we got the tournament for you. Petty Messiah, do you have any closing words?
Goldberg is a saint.
We have pay-per-views this week. Goldberg will not include.
There you go.
It will not be included in any of them. We have
Sure he will.
Impact.
A New Orleans Saint in the mid-90s. Put a paper bag on that big head and get him out the way.
We've got Impact with Final Resolution. We've got the best. What's the world? What's the ROH pay-per-view coming up?
Not a clue. Best in the
Who would know that?
Final battle. Final battle.
Why?
Who would know that?
Who would know that?
Final battle is coming up for ROH.
They don't. Apparently, no one in ROH is spending advertising dollars for our demographic. We don't see any advertisers for anything.
I don't know what's happening.
And we used to
Who's fighting? We didn't even do it. You know who ain't gonna win for it. That's to tell you how the important.
Oh, I'll do you one better. WWE has TLC on Sunday. We ain't doing. You know who ain't gonna win for that one either. So do your Googles. Figure it out on your own. We'll catch y'all.
Why not? We're cheating the people of content that they've been
Why
advertising.
didn't we do it? You know who ain't gonna win for that?
There's still time.
Y'all knock it out.
Hit it.
I mean, you trying to get over on it? Let's do it.
Hey.
You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You say that bitch again. I know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. We say that bitch again. 1, 2, 3. Get your tail. 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on. 1, 2, 3. Get your tail. 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck on.
Man, this is what you call having a damn agenda.
Hey. Yeah, one time for your mind.
You going to bring that up to the front of the class. You'll get it back at the end of the year.
That's what you call having a damn agenda when you sit
that's
here.
Exactly how that would have went.
That's exactly how that would have went.
That is verbatim how that would have gone.
You
Go
get it
ahead,
back
bring
at
that
the
up
end
to
of the year. You get that back at the end of the year.
End of the year, fam. I need this for 5 o'clock.
My mama bought me this phone.
Well, she can come
She
get it.
come get it.
Tell her to come talk to me. I need to talk to her anyway.
Actually, TLC is on the 20th. And as it sits right now, we're going to run through the card real quick since we ain't going to have time to do a show next week for it. This is what we got so far. New Day versus the Hurt Business for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. Petty Messiah, tell us who ain't going to win.
The Hurt Business.
Wrong.
How? The New Day is not losing the belts after going over there just now just to lose them.
There we go.
It's not going to happen.
50-50 booking at its finest. THB goes over.
I got New Day not winning. So there's that.
Yeah, that sucks. New Day should actually win this match. That's the reason why I said that. And here's why. To frame whatever feud they're going to have, the New Day has to be the one to hold on to the belt just by a little bit so that the Hurt Business looks even stronger when they finally beat them.
But where better look stronger than a pay-per-view?
They're going to. There's another pay-per-view coming. We'll be fine.
Not in
but
December.
The very first time they come out on the pay-per-view to get to them, nah, man.
The next pay-per-view that we're going to get is going to be probably Royal Rumble.
Exactly. They can win at the Royal Rumble, or they can chase until Mania.
TLC will be the third straight loss for the Hurt Business against the New Day if you go that route. There's no coming back.
There's no exactly. Yeah, you know.
I don't think they were ever supposed to win though. They're still being billed as a heel faction,
and
correct?
not for nothing. The faction that we're going to get is going to be Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin from the Hurt Business for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks your champion versus Carmella. Petty, who ain't going to win?
Carmella,
bruh.
Unless you randomly have a problem with that one too.
Mandalorian is heading into the end of its season. How would you dare have Sasha Banks lose that belt?
I agree in theory, but there's this new story circulating that WWE is quite upset with that Snoop Dogg is going to be on AEW.
Don't care. But see, there's dynamics behind that though. The reason why
he don't care
doesn't matter.
I don't care either, but when they get a bug up their ass about something, they get really snippy.
That's
literally
the dumbest bug ever.
Table for 8 weeks.
It's literally the dumbest bug ever because this has nothing to do with AEW more than it does with TNT.
Look who we're talking about.
Snoop, who was prominently featured on WWE television.
Snoop is a Hall of Famer. Don't get it twisted. He is a Hall of Famer.
True. Yeah. But look who we're talking about with the whole getting upset. We're talking about WWE, who holds grudges for unbeknown reasons, who does stupid stuff, cuts the nose off to spite their face type stuff.
Eesh.
This is what they do. So I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, we're trying to revamp Carmella, get her back to where she was.
And they did try to revamp Carmella, but here's the problem. I don't see them doing it, but they could.
You could get a title change here and then get a title swap back at the Royal Rumble just to end up with Bayley and Sasha at WrestleMania.
Roman Reigns, your champion for SmackDown versus Kevin Owens for the Universal title in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Petty, who ain't gonna win? Petty?
I expected to have a better answer than but I can't call it.
Jeez.
I can't call it.
We'll
he's on a roll right now, so for him to lose magically to a stunner of all things would definitely set up a feud that would be pretty dope.
It's a TLC match, which means there's no disqualification, and Kevin Owens has 0 friends. The winner of this match, the person who ain't gonna win this match
that we know of,
is Kevin Owens.
No, I can't say that. If it's no disqualification, I mean Kevin Owens can do whatever he wants to too.
I mean, Jimmy Uso showing up with a chair, you're gonna complete the bloodline.
Yeah. Kevin Owens ain't gonna win this match.
I didn't say that, but if that's what you want to say, go right ahead. I don't know.
That is absolutely what I want to say. Roman shouldn't be losing any matches until late March, early April.
This is a fact.
Well, I mean, if he's losing a match in late March, early April, he's only going to lose to one person.
Who ain't going to be there? Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, your women's tag team champions, going against Asuka and Lana. Petty Messiah, who ain't going to win?
Asuka and Lana.
I disagree with you.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Because we're just going to put Asuka into a tag team championship?
Yep. It's more about crowning Lana.
More than anything else, it's about Lana.
It's about the storytelling of Lana being basically the doormat of the division, and now she's co-tag team champion.
Has there been any derision or divisiveness between Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax?
For about the last 9 months.
I'm talking about on actual TV.
For about the last 9 months. Have you not been watching Raw?
Because they haven't been tag team championships for the last 9 months, bro.
Okay, 6 months, and that's not exaggerating.
Their whole dynamic is that they're a tag team that get along because they dominate everybody else, but don't actually get along with each other.
The day that they got the belts, they were actually at each other's necks, and what's the name? Scrap Iron put them in a match for the belts, and they won.
So here's the thing. They haven't had a congealing moment that's going to cause them to have that aspect of derailing. I can't see them putting Asuka in anything where she's not available to go fight for the actual belt at this point in time. So I got to go with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax maintaining and retaining the title.
She's already the champion, though, so it's going to be 2-belt Asuka.
Nobody wants that.
We've already seen it.
2 belts. Whoever you however you say 2 belts in Japanese.
Knee is 2.
Okay.
Knee is 2. So in Japanese. So
I still see you. Who ain't gonna win? Asuka and Lana.
All right. And then finally we have Drew McIntyre, your champion for the WWE title holder, versus AJ Styles with almost in his corner. Who ain't gonna win?
AJ Styles.
You know what?
Drew just got the belt.
Yeah, that way, which means nothing.
Try to find a way to get around that.
No, it means nothing because they've just played hot potato with Randy Orton, and we haven't seen that in a long time.
I think they only played hot potato with Randy Orton because that wasn't an intentional thing for them, and they didn't know what direction they wanted to go in. Drew's going to have that belt until Mania.
They had to play makeup. They gave Randy Orton way too many title shots without a victory. Way too many.
So they gave him a reign to make him whole for like 2 weeks.
And then took it away by
to get him closer to Rick.
Yeah, and then also we're gonna have the Fiend versus Randy Orton in a singles match, and with no stipulations.
Randy Orton
ain't gonna win. Okay,
I agree.
It's the Fiend.
Yeah, I agree. It's the Fiend. That's the way. That's the way it's supposed to be.
It's not like they haven't made poor decisions.
He's gonna come out there and do something.
It's not like they haven't made poor decisions with the Fiend previously.
Well, adding Alexa was supposed to be some sort of a revamp, gives him more depth as a character to keep it going.
It's the Joker and Harley Quinn.
There it is. So why would you have him lose to I can't see why he's even fighting Randy Orton in the first place.
Why would you put him in Hell in a Cell and he not win there?
I never said that was a good idea.
But what I'm saying is WWE has a track record of making poor decisions when it comes to making decisions about the Fiend. You put him in Hell in a Cell.
Which should be a match that he automatically becomes part of his domain.
Absolutely. And you put him in there and you have the worst finish in Hell in a Cell history.
He dropped a bunch of chairs on him and hit him with a mallet.
Yeah, like you put a toolbox and a ladder and then some ring steps, and you banged it with a sledgehammer, and that's it.
That's why
They got up.
That's why I understand how Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles is a TLC match, but the Fiend versus Randy Orton is not.
Because they're just starting their whole situation.
Who says that it won't be?
That would be terrible. That would be really awful.
At this point, violence is going to ensue. It's the Fiend.
I'm cool with the violence, but they don't need to start off with a stipulation match.
Nah, I mean, I figured he just eased his way into having it as a stipulation match in the first place.
Yeah, just let them create violence on their own during the match, but you don't have to be like, oh, this is a tables match between the Fiend and Randy Orton just because it's TLC. Like,
I mean, because the Fiend is supposed to be an uncontrollable, murderous individual.
Yeah, they killed that a long time ago.
And so if you're trying to build that back, you need to have him beat Randy Orton within the inch of his life. Like on some Brock Lesnar, John Cena, 13, 14, 15 suplex type of like total squash match. Literally no reason for you to see it coming, untelegraphed. What the hell is going on? That's the way that should go if you want to reestablish him. And have Harley, itty bitty bite size, outside laughing uncontrollably while this is going on.
I don't disagree with anything that you're saying. I just know who's in charge.
Who's in charge? It depends on who. We don't know who's over the segment though. So
it's probably Pritchard.
Let's not dig too deep in this. Let's just see if we can enjoy something for once on the 20th, if we can.
Hopefully, we can enjoy.
I feel like the Roman Reigns match is going to be enjoyable. I feel like him and KO gonna fight. Like
they've been hitting home runs with all Roman stuff, so I don't have any issues there. I think Drew and AJ is gonna be really good as long as they don't complicate it too much.
And they might, because they're gonna try to get I cannot remember his name to save my life. The big dude, they're gonna try to get him involved.
Almost.
They're gonna try to get almost involved.
So here's my question with that. We got Sheamus, who is back and forth between hating Drew to tag teaming with Drew because they beat the brakes off of Pat Buck this week. And not to say he didn't deserve it, because I'm sick of seeing him on TV anyway, but I digress. Does he get involved and help Drew, or does he get involved trying to help Drew and hurt Drew? Again, tables, ladders, and chairs match, which means there's no DQ.
Yes to both.
Yeah, that's his next feud for a little bit. Should be.
That actually might take us into Mania.
That's where they're going to confuse this, because they're going to incorporate entirely too many outside pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, if Sheamus does not get involved, that would be beneficial. If Sheamus gets involved and somehow helps Drew with no shenanigans, just jumps in like clotheslines almost, or throws AJ Styles off or something for some strange reason, and then comes back and says that's the only reason why he won, that might play into how it needs to be. But AJ Styles, it's a triple threat match arising if that happens.
And on that note, Suave, do me a favor.
Yo,
take us to the house.
Pencil pushers, heads up, pencils down.